Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. EdTalks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to topic education and society. So, our topic for the day is rewriting history in CBSE syllabus. And to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Mr. Kultaj Singh, principal of the Millennium School, Batala. A very warm welcome, sir.
Uh, Good evening, Mehak. How are you? I'm good. And hi to all the viewers watching this channel. So it is my privilege to be part of this entire channel, and I'm here to share my viewpoints about what Mehak is going to ask me for.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Same here, Mehak.
So let's start off with the session, sir, shall we?
Yeah, sure, please.
So, sir, firstly, do you support the latest curriculum brought into effect? I mean, government have removed a few topics from CBSE notebooks. So, do you think it's correct, sir?
First of all, the latest curriculum and the NAP 2020, I'm in for it because I remember when I started my career as a school principal or a leader. So it was a place in Cochin, and this new policy it divides the students age groups like 3 to 8 years, 8 to 11 years, 11 to 14, 14 to 18. So that's quite exciting. And they have planned the curriculum in such a manner that it caters to all the age groups very well. So hats off to the policymakers and the stakeholders who have introduced this curriculum, and it was quite expected after a long time. The last NEP, which came in around 1986 with certain changes in 2005, a paradigm in for it. I can learn in Malayalam if I speak in Kannada. So it goes by this early childhood care and involvement of a lot of counselors, school counselors, the teacher training, the reforms, the pedagogies change, and secondly, because I was trained with IB Singapore, the International Baccalaureate. So what I see, it quite matches that strategy which the Western countries follow. Like the vocational training is there. It is more child focused. So keeping the child at center, they have planned so well. So again, hats off to the policymaker for it. So I'm quite in for it. And like you said that deleting certain chapters from the history. If I see my school days, so when I was studying in grade 9 onwards, so we had a topic subject history. We were so scared of the history and the history teacher. So I usually used to lock myself in the washroom. Okay, period should go off. And finally, when in the boards I scored 60 marks, at least I passed history. I said, wow, history is history now for me. So, what I feel is like the kind of education system what we have, teaching a 9th or 10th grade child, history is of no use. We can just take up the good things from that. And I remember we used to, rote learning of some ancient history, then came medieval history, then came the modern history, remembering like a parrot, blah, 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 and finally writing the examination is of no use for a student. So as per these current scenario, so I feel it's good. And, CBSE brings in every year, certain changes in the academic content and the syllabus for examination with learning outcomes and certain pedagogical practices with assessment guidelines for the teacher. And they take it from the people who have learning experience of many years and who have done the groundwork with the students. So I'm in for it. And history is not everybody's cup of tea. And if a child want to learn history, after passing the 12th grade, they can go for this graduation in any of the histories, the concepts like ancient. They can do an ancient history, the modern history, whatever. It's their choice. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a very good point the CBSE has taken of changing the syllabus and doing some rationalization of the content and the syllabus. So
Yes, sir.
it is my personal opinion.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, history is not everybody's cup of tea. So, moving forward, sir, do you think dropping democracy and
Yes.
diversity, Mughal courts, and food security was of least significance in history?
Yeah, please.
Sir, am I audible to you?
I think Mac, you were out of network.
All right, sir, I'll just repeat myself. So, do you think removing topics like food security and democracy and diversity, Mughal courts, they were of least significance in history?
When we talk about Mughal courts specifically, Mughal courts were designed. It was the legal system. It was a legal system which was required at that particular era. It was quite people friendly and looking at the kind of circumstances, the conditions they had there. So it was planned accordingly. Now, when we look into the current scenario of this law and order in the state and the country, so if they have dropped that, I think we should take up few important that points or synopsis of that Mughal courts era, and we can include in the current law system, or that legal system what we are going to follow in the coming years in the country. And secondly, like this food security, to some extent I feel people should be free to eat what they want to eat.
Yes, sir.
So I think to certain extent this can be rethink. They can rethink over this and try to incorporate as per people's needs and desires and wants.
Thank you so much, sir. So, moving forward, sir, if you were given the authority to, make changes in rewriting the syllabus, what would you have added or excluded from the syllabus, sir?
If I'm given a chance, if I'm the authority to incorporate, so what I will do, like I just said, I would incorporate the good points of those particular eras, like where the spirit of brotherhood, the spirit of nationalism, the spirit of secularism, where we respect each other's religion and we respect each other as a human being, right? So those things can be, they cannot be incorporated in the curriculum, but it is a duty of a school and the school academic team to at least train the students in such a fashion that I think that for these the books are not required. It is the kind of values we teach, the values which the child will inherit from school, and when he passes out from school, he will go out and venture in the society. It's the sole duty and responsibility of the school to inculcate those values during the school days, school years. He's spending 10 to 12 years in the school. So I think books is not of that importance. What exactly the thoughts and the mindset we want to change for the kids.
Indeed,
That's
sir.
it.
That's a really good thought by you. So, lastly, sir, do you think removing Mughal courts from the syllabus is a biased move, sir?
No, I don't think it's a biased move. Like I said few seconds back, that we can take up the good thing, because Mughal courts were designed keeping in mind the kind of era, the kind of situations which were being faced at that particular time. And Mughals were basically suppressing people, but they were people friendly also. Yes, so it is not a biased decision to remove this chapter. But again, as I said, some important things, the gist of that can be incorporated again, and and it should be it should be future oriented now. I think we should forget the past. History is history.
Yeah.
So the children these days are more concerned that what will happen next. They're not bothered what has happened. So we have to future train our children in the school rather than just saying blah 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 for what the CBSE has done. We should rather take it in a positive manner and try to inculcate and incorporate, keeping in mind the future, the era which gonna come, and where the children gonna step in, and they can be global citizen rather than being a historian. So it is again my personal opinion. It is what I feel, and it is what I am doing in my school. Teaching values, and I've told my academic team also to teach values, to respect everybody. At the end of the day, the child who passes out from school should be a good human being. Mac, it is my personal opinion like that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here, sir. It was a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Same here, Mac. Thank you so much for giving me a chance, to express my views. But the time slot was less. If I am given chance, I can speak for hours together on anything, any topic related to the children.
Yes, sir.
Because I work on the ground realities with kids.
Yes, sir.
So it's a privilege again if you give me a chance sometime
Sure,
in the
sir.
near future.
It was a
Yeah.
really informative session with you, sir. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mac.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir, again. And for all the viewers watching us out, please subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
You too, sir.